So here's a praise break moment as a thought, and it takes us back a little ways, and you got to be a little bit older to understand this one because we live in a day and age where this doesn't happen in the same way anymore. But we haven't always taken pictures with our phones or tablets. We used to use a camera, and in those days, it used a roll of film that you would put in the camera. And when you take a picture, you pull out that roll, and that roll of film was called the negatives. The negatives were not good to keep. You couldn't look at it and get your pictures. They were small, discolored. You couldn't make out the faces. You could probably make out the faces, but anybody who's ever looked through the negative, you can kind of see, but it's nothing that you could have to hold. But we would do what we would call get them developed. Yeah, you take it to a developer, you take it to Walgreens, you take it to Walmart, and you would give them the roll of film, the negatives, and they would do what was called take it to the dark room, where the developer could develop it in secret. When the pictures came back, you remember how you got them. You go back and you pick them up. They were not only in color, but they were the full size or the size that you requested. That's how you got the pictures. And I just wanted to remind somebody of that as something to think about, because our praise break is that just like what the developer has to do with the negatives, we can't always see what God is doing in our lives. Sometimes He's developing things in the dark rooms of our lives. But best believe what He's working on. And when He's working on our negatives, when the time is right, He'll show up in living color. We will see that He was up to something on our behalf that we could not see. And in the end, it will be picture perfect. Our trials often happen in a dark room. But once He shows up, we are fully developed. John 16:13 says this, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation. But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." John 16:33. And so just know that our trials, they happen in the dark room. We're just being developed. But when that thing comes out, can anybody praise God that you've been through some trials, you've been through some tribulations, you've been in the developer's hands, and He's been working on you. Sometimes God allows the devil to think he's developing us, but he's just the person handling the film. But the person who brings it out to you, the person in the end who brings you what you turned in some negatives, but when He brings you out the final product, oh, doesn't that picture look good? Can anybody give God praise for that? That's your praise break moment.